everyone. Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneur Success Stories, where we delve into the journeys of the successful entrepreneurs and uncover the secrets that fuel their success. I'm your host, Atana Pekler, guiding you through the world of marketing and branding. Today, we are excited to engage in a special conversation with renewed Jillian Michaels. Many of you recognize Jillian as a dynamo in the field of fitness, wellness, and entrepreneurship. Her story is marked by resilience, innovation, and unwavering dedication to helping others achieve their health and fitness objectives. From her beginnings as a personal trainer to her rise as a global fitness icon, Jillian has motivated millions of people around the world with her television appearance, best-selling books, and sought after fitness programs. Jillian today shares her narrative of starting a fitness program, which led to the founding of a supplement company, generating over $20 million in revenue, and then venturing into the reality TV. None of that was planned. So, Jillian, could you please share with me about the UPW? How did the relationship with Tony Robbins started? Because I started imagining myself doing the business mastery course with Tony.
So what happened was
Yeah.
I interviewed him on my podcast, and we have a lot of mutual friends and acquaintances. This was a couple of years ago, I think, when he released Breakthrough. And we hit it off and became fast friends. And I would ask him questions and advice and thoughts on different business deals and things. And one day, out of the blue, he's like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you put together a 10-minute video about the importance of exercise? Because that's what I was like, what the heck? I didn't realize that's what it was. So I was like, absolutely, anything for you. So literally, he's like, I need it tomorrow. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I threw up the cell phone on the ring light and recorded a little video for him, sent it over. If I was to give you advice I have never given before and only recently started taking myself, it would be to allow life, the universe, whatever it might be, to show you where you should be at. And I've always been very big on, this is my vision, this is my goal, I'm going to make this happen. And I noticed along the way all of those things that I would pour my heart and my soul and hours of work into would never work. And I couldn't justify it in my head. I was like, how is this possible that all of this intention didn't bear the fruits of my labor? And then on the sidelines, there was always something like, can I have a tiny bit of attention? Can you just throw a little bit of energy at this? Could you just, and it's like, you're like, yeah, sure, here's a little bit of energy. And it was always those things that ended up growing into these unbelievable relationships or opportunities. And therefore, I would say the following. I think it's so important to have a vision. I think it's so important to put your intentions and actions into the world, but you've got to allow for that serendipity to come into play, because life is what happens when you're making other plans.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to build this big sports medicine business and franchise out the gyms. And somebody came in and said, you'd be good on this NBC show. And I was like, ugh, I hate reality TV.
The Biggest Loser one? That's the one that you went in. But I've heard about it. So someone approached you. It wasn't you that went and tried to pursue someone you want to do it. You got approached and you said, no, I don't like it. But then
but they came in to the gym that I built, that I thought I was going to franchise into a business. So This is my point. I had a vision. I was putting action and intention and effort into the world, and it allowed me to create a stage, if you will, where what was meant to be was able to be, but paying attention to those little things that I usually judge and don't give a lot of effort to. There was an opportunity 5 years ago, and my business partner was like, I've got a friend who's really good at direct-to-consumer marketing, and his wife's got this idea for a supplement company. And I was like, oh, God, really? And to make a long story short, I got to know her, fell in love with her, got to know her. She had just a handful of products. I was like, let me try these products. Everybody's got a supplement company. Long story short, that company does $20 million in sales from
Wow.
500,000 in sales. And I literally didn't give it a second thought at the time, and so I think back to the point is, if you prepare yourself to speak for Tony Robbins, maybe you will, maybe you won't, but along the way, I am sure it will bring you the right thing that you're meant to be doing if you just pay close attention to the signs.
And take the opportunities
Exactly.
as they come. So I've been immersing myself in AI for a while now. And in terms of in the fitness industry, is there something about AI technology, that innovation that excites you, or you're looking forward to integrate into your program or platform?
It's not there yet. We keep looking at it for marketing tools, for content creation, and it's just not there yet. It doesn't fact check at all. It scrubs, right? So it basically plagiarizes the most popular content on the internet, but it's not necessarily the most accurate or efficacious. So I'm sure down the road, it is going to replace all personal trainers and registered dietitians and, God help us, doctors. I mean, I actually am a little bit scared of what the future looks like here. But at the moment, I just don't, it's not there yet. It reminds me of dial up. You're too young for this, but when the internet first started and you plugged it into the wall, it was like, and it took like 10 minutes to get online, and you would get bumped off because there wasn't enough bandwidth, or anyway. And now look what we're able to do. So I imagine, in obviously a very short period of time, it will be there, but at the moment we're still exploring it, and we haven't seen the crazy results we'd like to yet. And I stress the word yet.
It's coming up. There's going to be an entrepreneur
Yes.
going to absolutely crack it. I noticed that the creativity seems to be one of your highest value. Something that, because everything that I follow your journey, you're a very creative person with the idea that you come up with, and then that differentiates you from everyone else. And creativity being one of my top value as well. Is there anything you want to share that actually that was one of the things that helped you along the journey?
Steve Jobs said, like, good artists borrow, great artists steal. And if you look back, right, at what worked in your space and you reimagine it for a current time, it generally will be successful. If you look at someone like Madonna with her video Vogue, she was pulling from Marlena Dietrich and old movies from the 30s and reimagining it. Music is the same. We're taking this foundation we've been given and standing on the shoulders of generations past, and then providing little tweaks, reintroducing it to a new audience. And for me, that's how I always look at anything I do. Like, oh, Buns of Steel was an 80s phenomenon. I wonder if killer buns and thighs would be cool with a similar theme and framework and structure, so on and so forth. So I didn't come from me. That's Steve Jobs.
Okay, so you basically doubled down on the good and you try to add a bit of your creativity into it.
Exactly.
Make it
Reimagine
something.
it. That's
That's what I
exactly
noticed.
right.
With you. That's
Yeah,
amazing. You're such an inspiring person.
I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Sweetheart, I appreciate your time.
And that brings us to the end of today's inspiring conversation with Jillian Michaels. Jillian, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your invaluable insights and experiences. It's been a true pleasure. To all listeners, I encourage you to follow Jillian on social media to stay updated with her latest fitness tips, program, and inspirational content. I've also included a link to Jillian's Instagram in the show notes below. Thank you all for tuning in to Entrepreneur Success Stories. Remember to subscribe to our podcast for more conversation with incredible guests like Jillian. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and keep pursuing your entrepreneurial dreams. Until next time, bye.